What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. As you guys have already seen the title today we are making my famous collard greens. So we're gonna go through prep, we're gonna go through ingredients, and we'll also go through cook time. We're not doing anything pre-shredded. We're gonna be shredding everything here in this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys because you guys know how long it takes to cook collard greens. They take a long time. So let's go ahead, have us a seat here in this kitchen and watch as we go ahead and cook these collard greens. Guys, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this batch of collard greens and we're gonna go ahead and chop these. You can chop them to your own liking, but I'm gonna just show you basically how I like mine. All right, so we have this one right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut basically along the lines of this stem here, and I'm gonna just do that for each and every one of them. I'm left-handed, so I'm gonna take my knife here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right along the stem and chop from there. And we'll just leave it in that bowl. So you guys will see it from right here. And just cut from there. We'll leave the stem because we're also going to use that stem. And I'm gonna just show you guys one more time. So we're gonna just cut. And right there. Actually, let's do it one more time. Look this way as well. Go through the stem. All right, so now that we have cut all of the leaves off of the stems, what we'll do now is go ahead and start to cut these to the size that we would like. So the way I normally do it is I would take it and fold my leaf, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this leaf up. I'm just doing one at a time right now, just for you guys to see it. So once we roll it up, what you'll do is you'll go ahead and start chopping from there. All right? And these are about the size that I like it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another one. So you'll take your leaf. Let's just say we chopped it off the stem, fold it in half, and then you'll start to roll it from there. Please don't let your mind go into the gutter somewhere thinking that we do this for other reasons. All right, so now for our stems. We're gonna cut our stems. I normally cut mine to about right here. Before it starts to get really thick at the bottom there, I'll go ahead and start to cut these. Cut them kind of small because of course they're very firm. So you wanna make them kind of thin, I guess you could say, or small, just so they can cook right in with the leaves as well, to where everything is nice and tender all at the same time. So what we'll do is we'll start cutting. About there. We'll add those there. All right, just about right there. All right, so next what we want to do is clean our greens. So this normally takes, depending on how clean you want them, it can take 2 hours. It can take, normally you can do it overnight as well. Normally what I do is overnight, but just for the gist of this video, I'm gonna clean them for a few hours here before I actually start to cook them. So what we'll do is start off with lukewarm water. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash them really quick, but then there's something else I'm gonna do to add to this washing. All right, so the next thing we'll use is, I use white distilled vinegar. I've seen people use red wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. Just for my taste, I normally like to use the white distilled vinegar. For this, depending on how much you make from this, like again, I got one batch. So depending on how much you make is how much you want to normally put in there. I like my greens a little bit vinegary, so I'm gonna add probably around 3 to 3.5 tablespoons into this mixture here. So this is also going to help clean and get all the pesticides and dirt out of your greens. So again, about 3 to 3.5 tablespoons of white distilled vinegar. And the last thing as far as for your cleaning process is that you want to add salt. So with this, I'm probably going to use about a tablespoon of salt. Spread that around. All right. And what I normally do to wash them is I press down, get the greens to kind of rub together on each other. And then once you do this, I'm gonna let this sit for about 2 hours. I normally would do it overnight, but just for the purpose of this video. And I'm gonna do this probably about 2 times with this same method here before I start to cook them. While this is going on, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping my other ingredients that I'm gonna actually cook while I'm waiting for my greens to be cleaned. All right, next thing I'm gonna get is I will take 1 clove of garlic and we're gonna chop this up finely. Actually, we're gonna dice it. Now we'll take 1 bell pepper, red bell pepper. So for mine, I normally like to do it with a little bit of seeds in there. I like mine with a little bit of kick in my collard greens. So I'll put some seeds also inside my collard greens. I'm gonna cut one more slice of red bell pepper. All right, guys, so what we're doing next is we're gonna be cooking down our garlic and our bell pepper. We're gonna incorporate those two together. Once they get incorporated and rendered down, we'll go ahead and start cooking our meat, which is our neck bones. So these are smoked neck bones that I had bought at the store. I'm gonna cook those in here, and we're actually gonna pressure cook them so they can kind of cook a little faster. But you know, pressure cooking is good for breaking down meat. So I wanna go ahead and break this meat down while our greens are actually being cleaned. So that's gonna take a little bit of time there. So while your greens are cleaning, we'll go ahead and render that down. So we're gonna cut our stove on medium high heat. I already added in some vegetable oil that I have here. So that's already in there. What we'll do is go ahead and put in our garlic. And we'll also put in our bell pepper. We'll let that render down for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then after that, we'll go ahead and incorporate our meat, which is our neck bone. All right. All right, now that has rendered down, what we'll add is our neck bones. And we'll get that all nice and incorporated. Once we get a nice saute on the neck bones, what we'll add next is going to be our chicken broth. I always use chicken broth with my collard greens, but you can also use water. You can substitute it for water. Just make sure that you heavily season your water when you put it in here. Since this already has sodium in the chicken broth, we will add salt, but we won't add that much since it already comes with sodium in our chicken broth. So that'll be our next step after we go ahead and saute down these neck bones. Now that we got the neck bones already sauteed, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add our chicken broth. We're gonna add the full quart in here. Now it's time to season. So now let me show you guys what seasonings we're gonna use to season these neck bones that's gonna be also in our collard greens. Salt. Black pepper. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Creole Seasoning. And we'll give this a stir. I'm going to also add in another chicken broth. This one I probably use half. All right, so our greens have been sitting here for over an hour now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my first cleaning on them, or my first rinse on them. And then we'll do the same process over again for another hour or so. And then that's when we'll go ahead and start to cook them, all right? So let's first go ahead and rinse these. Distilled vinegar, and we're gonna add some salt. If you see that the color of these greens has already changed a little bit, they're a little bit more vibrant now with the salt and the vinegar solution. So we're gonna let this go for about another hour. And these should be ready to cook from there. Now that pressure is out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on my mitts. Neck bones are starting to break down. Let's first give this a taste. You always want to taste your food, so let's give this broth a taste. See if there's anything that needs to be added. Perfect. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let this go for about another hour. The meat will be fully or almost broke down from there. And then what we'll do is we'll add it into our slow cooker, okay? So guys, this is what we are looking like after 2 hours in the pressure cooker. The meat is falling off of the bone. Our broth has thickened. And now we will incorporate the greens into it. Greens get nice and tender, and then we'll be ready to eat from there. All right, look at that water. You guys see the water? It is definitely a different color now after our second wash. What I'm doing right now is pressing the greens together to get these nice and clean. Now that we have done our second cleaning, we're gonna do our rinsing for our greens. So all right, so now that we got those cleaned, they actually been sitting in that vinegar and salt a little over an hour. Actually, it was closer more to an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. It's been sitting there. Same way with our meat as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, get all the excess water out of here, and we will incorporate this in our slow cooker. Now we will put this broth, meat, onions, and garlic, red peppers inside of our slow cooker. About a good 3.5 tablespoons. And some hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce. And we'll put about 2 tablespoons of Louisiana hot sauce. Last thing I will say is that if your water or broth is not seasoned and doesn't show any type of color, you've definitely done something wrong. So this is what it looks like before, and I want to show you guys what it will look like after, once the greens are fork tender. And here is the finished result. All right, and this is the finished product. This is what we are eating tonight. If you guys find this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what's the next video you guys would like for me to post. What would you like for me to cook next? Put it in the comments. I read all your comments and I'll take it in consideration on what's the next video or the next meal that you guys would like for me to cook. All right, guys, y'all take care.